You are stuck in a sweltering traffic jam in the dead heat of summer, you crank your air conditioning dial all the way to maximum cold, and you are instantly blasted in the face with completely warm, sticky air while the compressor refuses to engage. If your scanner pulls a code P0535, your engine computer is reporting a general malfunction within the air conditioning evaporator temperature sensor circuit. While this definitely is not a safety issue that will leave you stranded on the side of the road, it is an absolute nightmare for your personal comfort. Your vehicle cooling system relies on a component called the evaporator core, which lives completely hidden deep inside your dashboard in the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning box. This core acts like a block of ice. As warm cabin air blows through its icy metal fins, the heat gets absorbed by the expanding refrigerant gas inside, blowing crisp, cold air right back at you. The temperature sensor is a tiny probe jammed right into the side of this evaporator. Its entire job is to constantly report the core temperature back to the engine control module. If the core gets too cold, condensation will literally freeze solid, turning the evaporator into a giant block of ice and completely blocking all airflow. To prevent this, the computer watches that sensor and cycles the air conditioning compressor on and off as needed. When the computer detects an electrical signal from this sensor that makes absolutely no sense or falls way outside the normal operating range, it shuts the entire system down as a fail-safe, leaving you sweating in your seat. Finding this little sensor can be incredibly tricky, as it often requires pulling down under dash panels or even removing the radio just to catch a glimpse of the wiring harness. Once you actually locate it, do a thorough visual inspection of the tiny wires, looking for anything that might have been accidentally kicked by a passenger or chewed up by a mouse seeking warmth in the winter. Because this sensor is a thermistor, its internal electrical resistance changes smoothly as the temperature changes. The best way to test it is to unplug the connector and use a digital multimeter to measure the ohms across the sensor pins. You will need to compare your reading to the specific temperature chart in your factory service manual. If the meter shows a completely open circuit, the internal components of the sensor have failed, and replacing it will finally get that sweet, freezing cold air flowing through your vents again.